lifetime, we absorb facts, information, and skills. We get our theoretical and practical understanding through education and experience. It's called knowledge. Welcome to television's longest-running high school quiz show, Knowledge Bowl. Let's join two of our competing Northeast Michigan high schools and our host, Joe Rybarczyk, for today's match.
Hello, Northeast Michigan, and welcome to Knowledge Bowl. My name is Joe Rybarczyk, and it's my pleasure to be your moderator for Northeast Michigan's high school quiz show. Today, I'm joined by teams from Augres on my left and Hale on my right. And before we begin our game today, let's hear introductions from both teams, and we'll begin with Hale, starting with their team captain.
Ethan Rash, senior.
Jacob Short, sophomore.
Elizabeth Elford, sophomore.
Carl Crivier, sophomore.
Jay Ranger, sophomore.
Rachel Burr, freshman.
And they're joined by their team coach, Jordan Barkley. Thanks for joining us today. And now we'll move over to Augres, and we'll start again with their team captain.
Dominic Lutz, senior.
Caden Anthony, junior.
Ryan Schwederson, sophomore.
Evan Smock, freshman.
Ramsey Foreman, junior.
Gabe Beardsley, sophomore.
And they're joined by their team coach, Kathy Macheski. Thanks for joining us. All right, and I also want to thank our judges today, Dylan Arthur and Brian McClellan. Now, before we get started, here are the rules to the first round.
Round 1 is a toss-up format. A question will be asked, and the first competitor to ring in has the opportunity to answer the question. If a correct answer is given, the team is awarded 10 points. No consulting is allowed. If the answer is incorrect, then the question goes to the opposing team to answer.
All right, so let's begin our first round, which is a toss-up round. The caravel was a small vessel with a broad bow and a high, narrow poop deck. It usually had triangular lateen sails. This vessel was especially associated with what peninsula? Ryan?
The Yucatan Peninsula.
No, sorry. Anyone from Hale? Ethan?
The Arabian Peninsula.
No, actually we're looking for the Iberian Peninsula. By 8 p.m., all the party guests had arrived. By 9 p.m., a third of them had departed. By 10 p.m., a third of those remaining had also departed. By 11 p.m., the same happened again, and a third of those remaining had also departed. After this, only 8 guests still remained at the party. How many guests were originally at the party at 8 p.m.? Dominic?
27.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Hale, anyone?
126. Sorry, I forgot to say my name.
That's all right. Sorry, that's incorrect. The answer is 18. Geologists define a mountain as an elevated area with at least 2 different zones of climate and plant life. In most parts of the world, how many feet above its surroundings must a mountain rise to include 2 climate zones? That's 2,000. Which company publishes great books of the Western world? That's the Encyclopedia Britannica, Inc. What requirement does the U.S. Supreme Court specify a book or film must have not to be obscene? Elizabeth?
Censorship.
Sorry. Margaret, anyone? Caden?
A title?
No, sorry. It must have redeeming social value. Noces en los Jardines de España is the title of Manuel de Falla's great composition for piano and orchestra. Translate it. That's Nights in the Gardens of Spain. What is steak poivois? That is pepper steak. Find the domain of y equals the square root of the quantity 2x plus 3. So negative 3 over 2, infinity. Name any two of Shakespeare's 4 history plays which are set during the War of the Roses. All right, that's Henry IV, parts 1, 2, and 3, and Richard III. Spell the 9-letter noun that means the circumstance of being found innocent of criminal charges. All right, the word is acquittal, and it's A-C-Q-U-I-T-T-A-L. In an if-then sentence, the then clause is in conditional perfect. In what tense is the if clause? Jacob.
Future.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Augres, anyone? Evan.
Past.
That's right. Past perfect, yeah. What was the name of the forest in Shakespeare's As You Like It? It is the Arden Forest. And that will do it for our first round. We'll be back with our scores and for our bonus round. Welcome back. Right now we've got Augres at 10 points and Hale at 0 points. Now we're going to move into our second round, which is a bonus round. But before we start that, here are the rules.
This is the bonus round. It consists of toss-up questions, as in round 1. However, this is the twist. The team answering correctly then gets 4 bonus questions. For each question answered correctly, a series of points will be awarded. Team members can consult, but only the team captain can answer the question. After an incorrect answer, the toss-up portion begins again for both teams.
All right, so let's jump into our bonus round, and we're going to start with some toss-up questions. This 4-word phrase from the Anglican Book of Common Prayer is now associated with the policy of British appeasement. What is this phrase which Neville Chamberlain claimed to have achieved by means of the 1938 Munich Pact? Peace in our time. Which act passed by Congress in 1887 required American Indians to give up their tribal lands in return for citizenship and individual land grants? Ryan?
The Indian Removal Act?
Nope, sorry. Hale, anyone? That's the Dawes Act. Scientists divide whales into 2 groups, baleen and toothed. What is the largest of the toothed whales? Caden.
The sperm whale?
Sperm whale, that's right. Okay. So we'll move over to some bonus questions now. I'll name the famous person and you name the primary cause of death. Actor James Dean.
Drugs. Drugs. Drug overdose.
Sorry. It's a car crash, actually. All right, back to the toss-up questions. Why was Texas originally called the Lone Star State? Carter.
Because they try to become their own state. Or their own country thing.
No, sorry. Anyone from Augres? Ryan.
They wanted to secede from the Union?
No, actually, it's because because it was an independent country before its annexation in 1845. So. Besides New York City, only one other city had has 3 newspapers that are among the top 10 in the U.S. in terms of circulation. That city is Boston. Name any 2 of these 3 dailies. It's the Globe, the Herald, and the Christian Science Monitor. Give the chemical formula for sodium hydride. At a time, it's NaH. What optimistic quality remained in Pandora's box after all the world's troubles had left? Dominic.
Hope.
Hope, that's right, yep. All right. Name the country that leads the world in the following categories. Rice production.
China. China.
China, that's right, yeah. Wool production.
What was that word?
Wool production. All right, that is Australia. So back to the toss-up questions now. A valley in California was inadvertently named by an early pioneer who nearly died while crossing it, when after the trip he quoted a verse from the 23rd Psalm. Name the valley. Dominic.
Valley of Death. Death Valley.
Death Valley, that's right, yeah.
That's quite nice.
Okay, so the bonus questions now. Dickens is your topic. Of which character did Dickens write, "Darkness was cheap and he liked it"?
Scrooge. Scrooge.
Yep, that's right, Ebenezer Scrooge. Nice. How did Sidney Carton die?
Passed away in her sleep.
Good guess. The guillotine, actually. All right, back to the toss-up questions. Which 3 amendments are called the Civil War Amendments? Ethan.
16th, 17th, and 18th.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Augres, anyone?
The 17th, 18th, and 19th.
No, I'm sorry, it's actually the 13th, 14th, and 15th. The Hawaiians distinguish between 2 types, pahoehoe, a smooth liquid type, and AA, which is jagged and has many angular fragments. What volcanic substances do they differentiate in this fashion? Dominic.
Lava.
That's right, lava, yep. All right. Back to the bonus questions now. Fill in the blank is your topic. A Frenchman named Crève Creur was speaking about what group of people when he said, "They are a mixture of English, Scotch, Irish, French, Dutch, Germans, and Swedes. From this promiscuous breed, that race now called blank has arisen."
American.
Americans, yep. The natural numbers excluding 1 are either prime or blank.
Composite.
Yeah, composite, that's right. Right on time there. All right, the difference between the mean monthly temperature of the warmest and coldest months in a given region is described as the annual temperature blank.
Added up and divided.
Sorry, range is what we were looking for. All right, and that's going to do it for our bonus round. We'll be right back with some updated scores and for our 60-second round. Back, we have some updated scores for you. Right now, Augres is at 75 and Hale is at 0. Now we're going to begin our 3rd round, which is our 60-second round. But before we do that, here's how it works.
This is our 60-second round. The team with the lowest score selects from one of the 4 categories of 10 questions. The team that has 60 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. Each correct answer is worth 10 points. Any missed questions will then be answered by the opposing team. An additional 20-point bonus is awarded for answering all 10 questions correctly.
All right, so let's begin our 60-second round. We're going to start off with Hale today. And Hale, your topic is Revolutionary War. Name the current state where these battles were fought. Bunker Hill.
Pennsylvania.
Sorry. Brandywine.
Delaware.
Sorry. Saratoga.
New York.
Correct. Bennington.
Pennsylvania.
Sorry. Yorktown.
New Jersey.
Sorry. Cowpens.
Massachusetts.
Sorry. Guilford Courthouse.
North Carolina.
Right. Vincennes.
Delaware.
Sorry. Germantown.
Pennsylvania.
Right. Monmouth.
Delaware.
Sorry. Right now, any passed or missed questions will go over to Augres. Okay, Augres, Bunker Hill.
Virginia, right?
I think so.
Virginia.
Sorry, Massachusetts. Brandywine.
New York.
Nope, that one is Pennsylvania. Bennington.
Massachusetts.
Sorry, Vermont. Yorktown.
New York. New York.
Virginia. Cowpens.
Georgia.
South Carolina. Vincennes.
North Carolina.
Indiana. And then finally, Monmouth.
Massachusetts.
New Jersey. All right, so now we'll move over to Augres. Augres, your topic today is potpourri, so a variety of questions. In what economic system do individuals produce what they want, produce as much as they want, and charge as much as they want for a product?
Isn't it like a market?
Free market. Free market.
Yep. Son of Jor-El and Leah, this infant is sent to earth. He was adopted by John and Martha Kent. Name him.
Superman.
Correct. During the California Gold Rush, what kind of pants were first worn?
Jeans.
Correct. What famed Glendale, California cemetery boasts sections called Slumberland, Babylon, Court of Freedom, and Vale of Memory?
Pass.
The custom of proposing a drink in honor of a person began in the 16th century England. What is the term for this custom?
Toast.
Correct. In his 1748 advice to a young tradesman who counseled, remember that time is money. We're looking for the person.
Pass.
With which women's college did Harvard merge in 1971?
Pass.
What do mountaineers carry to help them breathe at high altitudes?
Oxygen mask.
Oxygen mask.
Yes. Name the compartment of a ship used as a dispensary and hospital.
The port deck?
All right. So any passed or missed questions will now go over to Hale. What famed Glendale, California cemetery boasts sections called Slumberland, Babylon, Court of Freedom, and Vale of Memory? That's the Forest Lawn. In his 1748 advice to a young tradesman, who counseled, remember that time is money?
Pass.
Benjamin Franklin. With which women's college did Harvard merge in 1971? That'd be Radcliffe College. And then name the compartment of a ship used as a dispensary and hospital. It's called the sick bay. All right, that's going to do it for our 60-second round. We'll return with some updated scores and for our final round. Welcome back. We have some updated scores for you. Right now, Augres is at 125 points and Hale is at 30 points. Now we're going to move into our fourth and final round. It's the same as the first round. It's another toss-up round, so let's just begin. What word describes an organization that can own property and make contracts as if it were a person? Elizabeth.
Corporation.
Corporation, that's right. What name is given to the gaseous state of a substance which is normally a solid or liquid? Ryan? Sorry.
A vapor.
Vapor, that's right, yeah. You'll find more of what kind of livestock in Iowa than in any other state? Elizabeth?
Sheep.
No, sorry, that's incorrect. Anyone from Augres? Ryan? Or, sorry, Kate, Dominic.
Cows.
Sorry, cows is incorrect. We're looking for pigs or hogs. The characters in this novel include Hugh Conway, a British consul, Henry Bernard, an American embezzler, Miss Brainclough, a missionary, Chang, a Chinese lama, and Father Peru, the High Lama. This book is set in 1930s Tibet. Can you name it? That is Lost Horizon. What two Canadian provinces does New York border? Elizabeth.
Quebec and Ontario.
That's right. Mm-hmm. First played at England's Harrow School, this racket sport was named for its soft ball. What is it? Jacob.
Tennis.
Sorry. Augres, anyone? Caden.
Cricket.
Nope. It's squash. Muscles in the thorax of an insect contract, causing A, metamorphosis, B, the wings to move, C, molting, or D, death. Dominic.
Wings moving.
That's right. What was unusual about the behavior of the radio news commentator covering the arrival of the Hindenburg when it crashed? Ethan.
The Hindenburg exploded.
Sorry, it's incorrect. Augres, anyone? What was unusual about the commentator is that he cried. In New York City on May 30th, 1896, Henry Wells collided with bicyclist Evelyn Thomas, fracturing her leg and sending her to the hospital. For his inattentiveness, Mr. Wells spent the night in jail. What historic event is described here? Dominic.
First car accident.
That's right. First car crash. According to the U.S. flag code, when the American flag and another flag, such as of a state, a city, or an organization, are displayed on adjacent flagpoles, what is the order of raising and lowering the flags? Ryan.
The United States flag always goes first. Raising or lowering.
No, I'm sorry. Hale, anyone? Elizabeth?
The American flag is raised first and taken down second.
Yeah, that's right. Raised first and lowered last, so yeah. How many days elapsed between the bombing of Hiroshima and the bombing of Nagasaki? Elizabeth?
3 days.
3 days, right. Many human discoveries are duplicated at different times by people of widely separated cultures. The alphabet, however, has been invented only once. All of the world's alphabets are descended from one invented in 1500 BC by what people? Ethan.
Phoenicians.
Phoenicians, that's right. Sir, I propose a cessation of hostilities for 24 hours, and that 2 officers be appointed by each side to meet at Mr. Moore's house to settle terms for the surrender of the posts at York and Gloucester. Who wrote that note on October 17th, 1781 to George Washington? Carter.
Alexander Hamilton.
Sorry. Anyone from Augres? Caden?
Paul Revere.
Sorry, we're looking for Lord Cornwallis. Most decay bacteria are aerobic, so plant remains are are least likely to survive in which of the following? Lake mud, peat bogs, sand dunes, swamp mud, or volcanic ash? Elizabeth.
Sand dunes?
Sand dunes, that's right. What is 10 factorial divided by 8 factorial? Dominic.
2.
No, sorry. Hale, anyone? Ethan.
6.
Nope, 90. All right, that's going to do it for our final round, and we'll be right back with the final scores. Welcome back. We've got the final scores for today's game. Augres ended up with 155 points and Hale with 90 points. So congratulations, Augres, on your win today. And please join us again next time where Hale will take on Ogama. And as always, we want to leave you with a quote by the great philosopher Plato, who said, "Knowledge is the food of the soul." So remember, stay hungry, my friends.